Well, good evening to everyone. Thank you for joining me. I am sorry I am so late. Technical difficulty. That's all I'm going to say. Technical difficulties. Wait a minute. I can't. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me and taking and touching base with me. I thank you. I'm running so late. I thank you for joining me. Thank you for catching me live, and those that are going to catch me on the replay. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. Well, we'll talk about that. That's my back screen. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody, to the Victory Moment with CK. Thank you once again for catching me live and those that are going to catch me on the replay. If you don't know who I am CK. I am Carmen King. I am your travel specialist, CEO, and owner of KM Travels. I help you to see new adventures and more. But most importantly, I just love connecting to you. Thank you. I just love connecting to you. I love giving this inspiration because it inspires me as I move along this journey. So listen, the bottom line is today we're going to talk about it's not how you start, but how you finish. But let me complete this and say that I'm also an author and a speaker, motivational, inspirational speaker. And I just, again, love connecting to you. So I believe you and I believe God with you and for you and trust that as we speak, as I communicate with you today, that you're going to have something inspiring. You're going to have something encouraging. So listen, let's talk about this. It's not how you start, but it's how you finish. It's how you finish. It's how you put things, how you start. And one of the main things I want to talk about today is start. One of the things we don't do is start. And you have to start. You have to start in order to finish. So there may be things using this time and this uncertainty to put things in order, using this uncertainty to organize things. And that's how you do things so that you can literally be move forward. But if you don't do things to get to start or to get things in order, it's just going to seem like chaos. But the bottom line is you've got to start. It's called start. And that's the first thing that you have to do is start. Good evening, my sister Neil. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome. You've got to start. And it begins by starting. And how you finish, it's not how you start, but it's how you finish. It's how you put things in order. It's how you start. And the second thing I want to talk about is begin with the end in mind. How about that? Begin with the end in mind. You have to begin with the what? The end in mind. That means that there should be an end result in mind. How do you want to end? Where do you see yourself proceeding in the in the interim of everything? And this is where that having that mindset of finishing and how you want to finish. Let's use this as an example. Most people, when you have a job, You have an end mind frame of retiring. Am I lying? Exactly. Exactly. In what? Thank you, co-host, for joining me. In heaven. Yeah, exactly. That's our ultimate end mind frame, to end up in heaven. So that means we got a lot, we got work to do for God. As to end up there, we gotta make sure that we connect with God to end up there. But we're gonna talk about that in a minute. So listen, you've got to have as you begin, you have to have an end frame in mind. And we're going to talk about the job first. Let's talk about that. And I'm going to talk about ending up in heaven. The job that you have. And we have, I think right now, it's just my co-host, which is retired. I don't know if anybody else on the line or on the video is retired. And that's basically what you try to do because you want to collect your pension, or you want to, or you want to get whatever is coming to you from working with that job for a particular amount of time. So I'm saying this to say, what is your end result in mind? And let's talk about the end result being heaven. You can't, the end result being heaven again is you got to start. You've got to start. You've got to start shifting your mind frame and connecting to God, and doing what God will desire you to do, and being the best you. We're never going to be that perfect person and in that level, but we fall short, but we get up. We make mistakes, but we learn from those mistakes. And that's part of connecting to God, and God loving us, and God's grace and mercy. And that's part of getting in or going to heaven as our last and definitely our end result that we really should desire. That we really should desire. But my third part I want to talk about, start where you start is not as important as where you finish. And even as my coach are talking about going to heaven, we know that we all started off with falling short. We started off with not knowing really who God is, and not connecting to God, and not doing certain things in a certain level. But guess what? The ultimate goal, and the goal that we want, is to finish in heaven, finish what we began, complete, and leave a legacy for our children, leave a legacy for our nieces and nephews, leave a legacy that someone could say, like Harriet Tubman and them, that we can look back at and push forward. We can look back at and say, wow. When I hear and see certain things, I said, wow. The gift God right is so worth the result we should seek. And that end result is worth it if we just seek that end result and stop looking at where we started. It's okay. We didn't start perfect. We didn't start I've heard a pastor share that he was a cocaine addict, one of them, a major pastor that I just connected with. And he said he was, I would have never known until he mentioned it. And I was like, wow. But they didn't give up. And what they did was, they're planning to end with a perfect ending or an ending of connecting to God in the end. But I want us to take it in a general perspective of life, that everything that we do have an expected end, so that you just don't be doing things all willy-nilly. and you have a business, what do you want out of that business? Who do you want to connect to in that business? Even in a relationship, what is the end result in connecting with someone, connecting with a person, connecting with, resources? There's you have to have an expected end. And the more you have an end frame in mind, then you know the goals and what you're working towards. And I'm a part of this accountability group. And one thing I love about it is it's not all willy-nilly. She's like, listen, what you didn't do last year, I need you to take a goal that you did not complete last year or something that you were trying to complete. And I want you to take that goal and work on it for this month and complete it. That's what we're talking about. So it's not where you start, but it's where you end, where you finish. So we know that life throws us so many different things. But guess what? It's how we finish. We know that we fall down, but we rise back up. We know that we fall down, but guess what? We rise back up, and you keep pressing forward. So what is your mindset of the end result that you want right now? What is it? I need you to answer that question for yourself. What is your end result? What is your end result in your health? What is your end result? Where do you want to end up? You know, I love to see the people that I'm surrounded by, how they're taking certain things very seriously about their health. Whether they're walking, whether they're changing their eating habits. And I'm saying because it's a full package. Spiritually, where are you? Where do you want to end up? As my co-host shared, do you want to end up in heaven? If you want to end up in heaven, what are you doing to end up in heaven? You've got to make up your mind. What end result do you desire at this point? Especially as we are maturing, we're not getting any younger. We're getting better, but we're still maturing, and we have to make up our mind that as we're getting and maturing and getting better, what is the end result that we desire when it's all said and done? That thought came to me so strongly, and I'm leaving this with you. And I apologize for my tardiness. But again, this technology stuff, sometimes it doesn't always want to play nicely. So I'm trying. And I have to work on doing things a little earlier so that I can see when certain things are not going to work. But anyway, that's another story in itself for the end result. But yes. So what do you want? What is your end result? What do you want to see in the end? Do you want to do a book? Do you want to write a book? And what do you want to see at the end, the result of that book? Who do you want to reach in the end result of that book? So it's all up to you. It's not how you start, but it's how you finish. Just remember that. It's how you finish. So finish strong. Finish strong. I don't know what happened I don't know what that was, but finish strong. Finish strong. And know that it's up to you. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. Thank you for joining me Palm, thank you again, Janelle. Thank you, my co-host. Everybody, PT, thank you. And I hope this encourages those that are coming back on the replay. And if you are coming back on the replay, I want you to just put finish. Then I know that you watched the whole video. So have a great rest of your Monday evening. And as we start the week, let's finish strong. What do you want? Now let's talk about the week. How do you want your week to end? So have a great rest of your week. And I see you on Wednesday. I'm excited with you and for you. And as God's blessings continue to overshadow and overpour over you. So again, I am CK. I am your travel specialist, CEO and owner of KM Travels. And I am also an author. I am a speaker, inspirational, motivational speaker. And I just love connecting to you. So let's do this. Let's finish the week strong. Let's have an expected great end, because that's what I'm expecting this week. An expected great end. So I see y'all on Wednesday. Blessings and love, and be safe. And just remember, it's not where you start. Victory is not where you start, but it's where you finish. Take care, everybody.